This poem is for the girls like me who are scared every day but fight every day. Because there is no other option, we don't mean to be brave or awe-inspiring, we simply aspire to live. I hope that one day when I've transitioned from this life on to the next, people will remember me for how fiercely I loved. A legacy of love. Maloe lele and welcome. My name is Reina Kapiolani Pahulu, and I am a Tongan American lady. I am the descendant of 2 Tongan immigrants, my father from Fo'ui Tonga, Filipe Pahulu, and my mother from Ha'ateho Tonga, Tamaleti Ahavalu Pahulu. I currently reside in the state of Utah, acknowledging that the first indigenous peoples of this land are the Eastern Shoshone and the Goshute peoples. I feel so honored to be here with you all this evening and or whenever you are viewing this broadcasting, to share a few words about the importance of Transgender Day of Remembrance as it stands and as it pertains to us as a Pacifica peoples. Again, I identify as a lady, but in Western context, more succinctly, a transgender woman. I am very nervous, I'll be honest, but again, I'm so honored to have been chosen for this opportunity. So please bear with me, and I hope to do my best. My prayer is that my words will fill the heart of at least one person with hope and love and vision for the future, and that would be enough for me. I would like to frame this almost open-ended conversation through the lens of what love means to me as a lady, as a Tongan, as a first-gen American, and kind of what that journeys look like for me. And hopefully that can illuminate the darker spots in my own life, but more importantly, all of yours. First and foremost, I'd like to talk about love of journey and kind of what that's meant for me in my life. I am a 25-year-old millennial navigating the year 2020, and up to this point, it's been a lot of love and loss. I always talk about kind of the beginning stages of my advocacy and my artistry, or more formal work, beginning with heartbreak and unrequited love. I remember moving to Utah for a boy, thinking that that is where my journey was meant to go, and that is where love would follow and where love would find me. And so I did that. It didn't work out, but it taught me so much about myself, and going through the heartbreak of a hope that love would come for me, and that not being reciprocated and or returned in the way that I had hoped. It broke me, but it also propelled me into another path. And so I have such a belief that all the culmination and the culminating factors of our life really help to shape us. And it's very cliche, but we think about what doesn't kill us makes us stronger, that very cliche phrase, but it's so true. And that is what led me into my love of passion. And when I say passion, that came in the form of art. I started writing down my story and my life and my heart in my poetry, just for myself, just for myself. And for me, that was very healing. It was a testament to myself that I could survive through creating beauty out of the ugliness that was life, that was, again, something as frilly as unrequited love, but eventually led me to being able to love myself, because and it showed up in so many ways. Had I not gone through that, and then in turn going through my poetry, and then being able to share that with people, it taught me the value of loving myself and holding all of my dreams and what I believe is accountable for my vision of the future, that I'm worthy of all of these things. And so began the journey through transition, where I started socially transitioning as a trans woman back in, I believe, 2017. So that's simply for me. And again, transition is a very personal, and it's a very personal experience, and it's not one in which any other trans person or gender non-conforming can confirm or validate or invalidate for one another. But yeah, so I started socially transitioning, and again, for me, that just meant wearing dresses, wearing makeup, and just finding things that brought a more profound sense of joy. When I think about happiness, I feel that happiness is very fleeting, but joy is long-standing, it's enduring. And so I wanted to approach life in a way that meant joy and love of self for the long term, for setting myself up for a life of love and what that looks like. And then in 2018, I started my journey with HRT, which is hormone replacement therapy, which a lot of trans women, I'm sure we correlate that experience with so many physical changes and emotional changes, but I know for myself it was so very worth it. And for anyone who contemplates going through that and deciding to go through with it, I don't regret anything, but again, it's very personal to each of us. And I hope that my own story of transness and being out and proud and loud and taking up space in the world really affords other trans women who, again, either want to subscribe to more cis heteronormative beauty standards or not. My hope is that we are all accepted and affirmed and fully involved in our communities, in our families, as our whole selves, because that's what's most important to me. And thankfully, I've been fortunate enough to get most of that. I've been so fortunate again to share my poetry with folks and be asked to speak on panels with lovely folks such as you all, and it's inspiring to me, because I had never seen this for myself as a kid growing up, and to be able to do these things with and for community, it just means so much. I've been able to spearhead a few projects which people are definitely able to check out, namely the Manava Circle and the Mo'unga Project. The Manava Circle is a writing circle in which we utilize writing as a tool, and it's specifically dedicated to Pacifica trans and cis women, Pacifica trans and cis women, in which again we utilize writing as a tool to talk about our lives, talk about our joys, our losses, our wins, and just have a space to gather and commune with one another, because I don't feel that we always have that available to us. And then the Mo'unga Project, was a passion project of mine, which I was able to bring to life this year, and have been fortunate to spearhead and direct that and produce with a team of wonderful individuals, all from the Pacifica community. And I feel that I'm laying the groundwork so that other trans and cis Pacifica girls coming after me have something to build off of, because we deserve so much more. And my hope is, again, is to help in building that foundation so that we can all be more freer and able to do all of these things. And lastly, I would like to talk about just love of purpose and leaning into all of our unique capabilities and abilities as trans and Pacifica people. I know for me that meant being soft, and that was okay. I know sometimes social media, if you've ever followed me on any of my platforms, a lot of my politics can be a bit abrasive, but it's always coming from a place of love for our people and our communities to strive and progress. And so I just, again, I have such a hope and such a vision to see our name in the lights and the bookshelves and all of the things. And I know that we can get there together as long as we work together and we love each other through it. And that's really my biggest hope. In conclusion, I'd like to share one last poem. It is as follows. To all the girls who have been forgotten, I'll remember you in the stories I write. To all the girls who've been discarded, I'll hold you. We can be lost together. To all the girls who felt unloved, I am your sister, and there's no deeper pact. To all the girls who were taken, we'll scorch the earth with the flame of your spirit. Together, we'll leave behind a legacy of love. Thank you.